Outside the historic city of Belém, Brazil, lies the Amazon, where farmers burn lush forest for cattle and soy production. But a small fruit startup called Earthfruits is fighting deforestation by promoting sustainable health foods such as acai. Earthfruits brought 4,000 tons of acai from the river people this past season. It is a common treat in Brazil, usually eaten with sugar and cereal. But in 2006, it started to gain traction in the U.S. market. In 2000, one basket cost about 90 cents, and today it can reach almost $10.
To our surprise, it was a great trend, and people like Oprah picked up on it, and different people within the United States, and it just grew into this great market. And as more and more research has been done on these fruits, more and more benefits are discovered.
Benefits like vitamins, fatty acids, and antioxidants. Earthfruits, based in South Jordan, Utah, was started by Fernanda Stefani and Kevin Busby. Unlike several other fruit companies that set up their own processing plants and harvest their own fruit, Stefani and Busby learned from the river people who have been gathering and eating organic tropical fruit for centuries.
We see the Amazon as a big treasure pot. The environmental challenge is to work with non-timber products because they're renewable. So the fruits, the seeds, everything that grows again.
The native people gathered the fruit and transported it up the river to rudimentary processing plants that are run by other locals. Then, Earthfruits buys small, closely monitored quantities from the plants and teaches the management how to reinvest the profits into capital improvements. Once the plant is self-sufficient, Earthfruits signs an exclusive distribution agreement with them. The money helps locals improve environmental education.
The burnings come from a lack of knowledge on how to do things a better way. The burnings are a cheaper way to wipe out the forest in terms to opening fields for cattle breeding, for soybeans.
Before we came along, I think the local communities found any way just to survive. If that was raising cattle, they would do that, and if that was selling wood, cutting down wood illegally and selling that, they would do that. And now they just have a different avenue.
Today, the company is meeting with Sandoval Alves da Silva, a self-starter who used to work on the docks of Belém as a teenager. He learned all he could about acai before starting his own processing plant. With the guidance of Busby and Stefani, he now has hydro-powered cleaning, depulping, and pasteurizing machines. The fruit is shipped to the U.S. to be sold in health food stores and to large companies that integrate it into foods and beverages.
It's not only financing, you have to teach them how to work well. This is a long-term relationship. It's a long path until they are really successful, until they receive money, until they're producing well and producing according to the standards we believe are necessary to export. We depend on them, and they depend on us.
But the acai's journey doesn't stop there. The seeds are taken to the dangerous slums of Belém, where Stefani is guiding women into entrepreneurship, teaching them to make jewelry from the seeds and sell them in Brazil and abroad. Earthfruits is on track to hit $10 million in annual revenue this year, but Busby thinks they are just getting started. The company has even begun exploring other fruits, such as the cupuaçu.
I believe the local people will continue to discover more fruits and more applications for fruits where the forest will just continue to benefit from, and they'll learn to work with the forest instead of cutting it down to raise cattle or soybeans. It's not only a good business for us, but it's a good business for them.